lights are down, the noise is up. We're ready to play basketball in the St. Martin Center. Fresno State Bulldogs being introduced right now. The home team in the white. Utah State, of course, in the traveling Navy. As we bring them out to start another weekend, these two-game series, pretty interesting stuff in the Mountain West this year. You and I have been debating this all year. What does it mean playing a team twice in a row? And the answer is no one's quite sure yet.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows at all. I know you seem to think that the visiting team has the advantage in the second game, but it remains to be seen. It's a coin flip right now.
Utah State obviously looking to get off to a good start. Again, they've lost 2 of 3. They lost the game to Colorado State. And of course, we found that the Rams are a pretty solid group. But then losing the first game at UNLV was a wake-up call. Now, part of that, I know, that Coach Craig Smith traces back to is playing 4 games in 8 days, which no matter how organized and experienced you are, that is a challenge.
You know, they played those games in such a short amount of time, and then they went on the road to play an extremely athletic UNLV squad. I think that played a part. Colorado State, a terrific team, but yes, they lost 2 of the last 3 now.
Starting lineups, Utah State's been rock solid all year. These 5 guys together have started all but 1 slot in every game this year. Mark Anthony has just missed 1 game, and Fresno State playing all sorts of combinations this year with their youngsters. It'll be Hill, Ballard, Stroud, Robinson, and Anthony Holland. And our players to watch, not a shocker. The big guys head-to-head. Neemias Queta going up against Orlando Robinson.
2 NBA prospects right there, and they do it in different ways. Queta's more of an interior guy, stays down inside on both ends, where Orlando Robinson inside, outside, hitting shots and posting up.
They're going to jump it up against each other, trying to play it cool. But they know each other. You saw those numbers from their 2 previous meetings. Ball is up. Mike Cipher, Scott Brown, Bill Vinovich, our referees tonight. And we are playing basketball in the Mountain West Conference. Glad you're with us on the stadium.
Really like Utah State. You'll see them spread the floor. Look, they go right inside the Queta right away, setting the tone early.
Brock Miller with the dish. Miller's a part of this team, the junior guard. He was the only sure thing coming back this year. There's so many changes, particularly with the loss of Sam Merrill. And Miller, you saw him with the vision from the outside. Fresno State with the perimeter. Fresno State struggling a little bit beyond the arc, but they will take those shots if they are available. And Miller with some early offense.
Well, it's interesting. Yeah, when you see Fresno State play, look, first 2 possessions here, they've gone to Orlando Robinson. Once on the outside and now on the inside. And sometimes the Bulldogs will go 4 around 1. Other times, they'll go 3 around 2 with the bigger lineers.
Inside of 10. Hesitation. Now Robinson takes it to the paint. Second chance. We're going to keep an eye on Fresno State's second chances because they need them in this game. Utah State really good on the floor. Fresno State a good offensive rebounding team. They're going to need them. There's Queta away from the basket. Justin Bean. And Anthony connects from the outside. They start from him. Anthony from San Antonio.
And you see Utah State, the way they move the basketball, they have to take care of the ball. They've got to make shots around the rim as well. Coach Craig Smith was telling us that that's what they did not do in those 2 losses that you mentioned a moment ago.
Yeah, it's good an offensive team as Utah State is. They shoot 45%, but in the games they've lost, poor shooting, the inability to keep up scoring. All right, let's go back to the other end and look at the spacing on the last basketball.
Well, they spread it out. Marco Anthony's open, but it's all because Justin Bean was able to get a foot in the paint. You know, he drew in his defender, and then Anthony's wide open for a 3-point shot on the wing.
Being equally important to this team, the junior. Miller gets a lot of attention. He's also a 2-year letterman, and of course Queta, but Beaton was a double-double guy a year ago, and he's close to that this year. Point guard, Riley Worcester, takes the ball to the right, turnover. Bulldogs, though, will not finish right. Justin Hudson likes transition basketball, but he's not pushing this team to do that this year.
Well, you know what, though? It looks like they're going to pick up full court, though. Just a moment ago when they scored. they picked up full court and made it hard on Utah State. Right there's the pro move. Orlando Robinson. And look, they go right into that full court press.
Did a good job getting back as the Aggies clear the timeline. Miller again. And up high, there's the entry from Worcester. Cada. Oh, here we go. Cada backing down on Robinson. That'll be offensive. So we'll watch these two and their foul numbers. Both these big guys do a good job staying out of foul trouble.
Yeah, look at this. The ball goes inside to Cada. No double team, but Isaiah Hill, you saw him on the right side of your screen. Just kind of digging in a little bit. Make it look like he's going to go for the steal or the trap. And I think that kind of spooked Cada into chopping his feet a little bit.
Some teams have spent a lot of effort double-teaming Cada, and it works for about 5 minutes. But the other 4 guys wearing blue tend to pick up the slack. UNLV had some success with it a week ago. Junior Ballard, he'll try that. He said, hey, I saw Robinson do this. I can make this shot.
And he's really come along. I tell you, Junior Ballard is a three-point shooter. Finally, the last couple of games, they've been pleased. He's been knocking down a lot of three-point shots.
He's a Valley guy, originally from Stockton. Went to Cal Poly before he came back. There's Brock Miller, so smooth.
For Fresno State, they have to play solid offensively. They have to execute. They have to make shots. It hasn't been their strength. They're always going to play hard defensively. They're going to rebound well. That's what Fresno State does. But they've got to make shots around the basket, especially against this very long and athletic team in Utah State.
Hill was aggressive. Raleigh Worcester the other way. All the way and one. Worcester, the star high school quarterback in Missoula, Montana. Two-sport athlete. He's making quite an impression as a freshman at Utah State.
I love the way they push the basketball. Worcester, you talked about it, the super freshman. What a move to the basket.
Look inside Justin Hudson's huddle, third-year coach of the Bulldogs. Bulldogs have been nails at home this year, 7-1. Outscoring their opponents big time, looking for their 6th straight home victory. And they're certainly outscoring their opponents, but the rebounding, we talked about rebounding at home, they're winning the battle of the boards.
Yeah, that's what they do. I mean, they're 7.5 more boards per game when they're at home. And that man right there, Justin Hudson, has a challenge. 10 newcomers this year. But they just had a handful of practices, maybe 8-9 practices before they had to play their first game. And what did he tell us the other day? He said, you know, I feel like we're just now ready for conference play. But also, it started a month ago, right?
Raleigh Worcester at the free throw line, 87%. Well, and you know, the schools all started their season at various times, and Justin pointing out that there was no in-person work, period, until September 28th. Like, you didn't even see a guy. You think about what the normal offseason is for a college team, you don't even see them until September 28th.
6 months, really, in between, right?
His line was that we are practicing in games right now.
Basically.
Deion Stratton called his number yet, kicks it out, open Isaiah Hill. And Cada makes that rebound look easy. Quick release. Other end, Bean slows things down. See Cada at the high post, setting a pick for Worcester. All the way is off. Utah State just a little anxious offensively early. And I'm saying that with a 6-point lead. All of Fresno's points so far off Utah State turnovers. They like a quality offensive set here.
And that's their Achilles heel. I mean, they turn the ball over just a little bit too much at times, but they got to knock down these open shots. That's so critical. They run good offense.
And these are good looks, too.
They've got to knock those down. That's Coach Hudson worried about that. He talked about it. We've got to reward ourselves and knock down these open looks that we're getting.
Well, here's the second chance off the O board.
The length of Cada giving Robinson problems, and they're the same size.
Stroud hits the deck, doesn't get the extra opportunity, but knocks that down.
Wow, that's a pro move right there. You talk about pro moves inside. A crossover, hand in your face, fade away and fall to the ground and just swish it home.
Deion Stroud, the local hero from San Joaquin Memorial. Started his career at UTEP, where ironically the former Fresno coach, Rodney Terry, left for. Let's go down to the other end and take a look at Deion Stroud.
Deion Stroud talks about how he wants to model his game after the great Paul George, former player here at Fresno State. That's something we've seen PG do over the years. And when you talk about Stroud, I mean, it's a great little ball screen by Robinson, and he just takes it one-on-one. When you think of him, though, you think of an explosive guy to the basket. That is a really pretty stroke on his shot.
Stroud's played in 12 games this year. This is his 6th start. And again, a lot of this not a function of being in the doghouse, no pun intended. But Justin Hudson's trying different combinations, and you play based on what you did your last game. Friendly roll there for Brock Miller. His 2nd basket. And Utah State keeping the Bulldogs at arm's length right now. So Fresno State had a good offensive set last time. See what they can put together here.
You see right now, Mia, number 34, is in the game as the 5-man. There he is trying to get the rebound. Where now that pushes Orlando Robinson to be able to play on the wing in that 4-round-1 offense.
Transition. Queta has to turn around against pressure. Doesn't go, and you saw Braxton Mia right along with him. Another San Joaquin Memorial product.
You wouldn't even know Robinson's 7 foot. I mean, he brought the ball up the floor, drives and kicks. Now he goes down inside the paint. He's got a smaller player on him.
Got Kyle Harding in the game, handling the basketball. The shot by Stroud hits the deck. There's Robinson.
I mean, he is so versatile. Hard worker, big and skilled. Will face up, down inside. You see his handle has improved from his freshman year to this year. I don't know if they had as much confidence in him to bring the ball up the floor the way he just did a moment ago, especially if there's pressure on him. But look, every time there's a dead ball opportunity or every time they score a basket, they go right into this full court press.
And that's the 3rd foul on Stroud. So an unwelcome development there for the Bulldogs. He's got to set at the 13-minute mark.
That's a huge blow. 2nd leading scorer, 3 fouls in the first half.
And he was being aggressive offensively. And let's see what they get now with the double big man look with Mia, a true twin tower. And they force the turnover there. Craig Smith is the head coach of the Utah State Aggies in his 3rd year. Definitely picking up on the tradition of Stu Morrill, who, of course, was a monster in the WAC days. Utah State struggled a little bit coming into the Mountain West. Stu retired, and one coach later, Craig Smith, has got him looking like the Aggies of old and certainly makes the herd happy at the Spectrum. Nima, a little trouble handling that, but he drew the foul.
But did you see the stat on Craig Smith that came out this week? 79% win percentage when you talk about Mountain West games, both regular season and tournament games. That's the best win percentage in Mountain West Conference history. We're seeing before our eyes in his 3rd season, Coach Craig Smith of Utah State.
And really extend that through the whole, the whole continuum of Mountain West, WAC, PCAA, all the coaches who've been at these schools. I mean, that's Tarkanian numbers, Boyd Grant numbers, Stu Morrow numbers.
And recently, Eric Musselman.
Eric, yeah.
Among others. Just unbelievable. It's just the fact that, oh, there he is.
Speaking of Tark.
On cue. Tark the Shark.
Tell you what, coming here back in the day, watching games at the Selland Center downtown, fans sitting right courtside. It was an unpleasant place for visiting teams. Talk about the Spectrum, which I think the Spectrum is the hardest place to play. I mean, with fans, obviously. I know Pitt's got the history.
Right.
San Diego State has certainly come up in the world as a dangerous place to play. But I tell you what, the Selland back in the day, you can go back to the 80s with Boyd Grant when they made the tournament a whole bunch of times, won the NIT.
Harder to play in than the Pit.
Yeah, fans are closer even. In the Pit, you're pretty close.
Wow, and the Spectrum.
And believe me, I can remember the first time I walked down the ramp in the Pit back in the day, and that is pretty terrifying when you're wearing the other team's colors. Oh, there's Nima.
That's what he does. Best in the league. One of the best in the nation.
Second chance for Utah State. Strong move for Alfonso Anderson. Nema has the rebound, so Braxton Nema asserting himself a little bit. Robinson at the other end. Leaves it for Nema for the stuff. It's a big man party for Fresno State.
You said Nemi. I thought you were saying Nemi Keita there for a second. You're talking about
Braxton Mia.
Yeah. Twist of words.
Mia and Orlando Robinson teaming up. Now Ashworth, their freshman for Utah State, although older freshman, just back from his LDS mission.
Utah State gets so much action off ball screens. They have a collection of ball screens and all kinds of different screening actions. So hard to defend against. They got guys that can knock down those mid-range shots off the bounce.
Sean Bairstow also in the game. Talk about Aggies bench. They got some good guards with Ashworth and Bairstow. Turnaround, and Robinson feeling a little freer now to take these shots.
I was thinking the same things.
Well, this lineup very productive for Fresno State, and the bigs working nicely. Robinson for the trailer for the giant freshman from San Joaquin Memorial. Well, this is the actual score. You saw something else going to break, but the scoreboard was displaying something different, so that's all being adjusted here. We actually have 11 minutes and 1 second to play in the first half, but that is the correct score now. Utah State 14-12. As you'd expect, a team like Utah State, they moved the ball well. 4 assists on their 6 made field goals so far.
You know, one thing, though, that the Aggies are not doing a great job of, though, is protecting the paint. 12 points for Fresno State. 8 of them are inside the paint. And that's a bit surprising with all the size that Utah State has and how good they are at playing rotational off-the-ball basketball, defensive basketball. But Fresno State doing a good job getting inside there. They're not knocking down threes now. They're 0 for 4. But they are getting inside the paint and making plays happen.
And the 2 Fresno bigs have combined for 8 points, a couple of boards.
Here's that full court press. Sometimes they have a man on the ball. Sometimes they don't. You don't know if they're going to trap this first pass. They're not going to make it easy for Utah State.
Keita hands to Ashworth in the full court. Worcester swings it to the corner. Bairstow, Keita. There's Mia on Keita. We're going to have a lot of 7-footer matchups tonight, and not just 2 starters. The pop of Justin Bean made that look easy.
You know, and it's all predicated because Keita gets double teamed all the time. And he might be the best passing big in the entire nation. He always looks to the opposite wing, and then they make that extra pass, and people can cut off the ball. So much attention goes to Keita. He controls the offensive end as well as at the other side with his defensive ability.
Now, if you have a 7-footer of your own, you need to double team him ever in a game.
Would I double team my 7-footer?
No, would you double? If you have a 7-footer who you can match him up with, and Fresno's got 2, do you ever need to double? You need to double team Keita. Is it worth it?
I think so, because Keita is so good. Well, he knows. He's looking for the double and triple team. If it's not coming, he's going one-on-one. But if he's getting double teamed, you have to be prepared to close out, chop your feet, and don't get beat off the drive once he passes out. You wouldn't, huh?
But if he, no, I'm just saying, if he, your point is, if he sees it, he'll take that shot. He'll make you pay for leaving him alone.
He'll face up and go.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah. First timeout.
Good hustle on the floor for Fresno State. That was Isaiah Hill getting in on that. Transfer from Tulsa. You know, all the transfers this year Fresno State had to get the waiver. And there were all sorts of different stories based on where you're from. Now, Hill's a Bakersfield guy, so, you know, he's coming back to the home area. And he's played in every game, so Hill got his waiver earlier. Stroud, same story, Fresno guy.
If it wasn't for COVID, this might be a different team. They have 5 guys that have transferred from D1s that are playing right now. One was going to play anyway. He was a 5th year. I think he's a grad transfer. But the other 4 had to get the waiver, the free waiver from the NCAA, saying this year is a free go for everybody.
But it wasn't automatic. He didn't just hand them all out at the same time. Teams had to wait. And there was Hill knocking that down, gets it down to a 2-point game.
He wants it. calling for. I love when big men call for the ball.
Worcester gets it deep. There's that double, and they get the turnover, and it's Mia getting the hand in.
That's rare. Cada doesn't usually turn it over when he gets double teamed like that.
Little sloppy, but they get the corner shot and they connect it, and that's Anthony Holland.
Terrific. Taking the lead.
And Holland has not had a great season shooting the ball, but that is his favorite shot. Deep in the corner. Averaging only 4 points a game. Strong rebounder. Solid 6'5". Shot clock inside of 10. Worcester will take this himself. Struggling. Ashworth got it.
Yeah. And you know, they all expected Worcester to be the player that he is. He's a terrific, one of the best freshmen in the country, in my opinion. But Ashworth, a very good freshman basketball player, but he has exploded on the scene. I don't think anybody expected him to be as effective this year as a freshman as he is. What a great shot.
107 points in 18 minutes. Robinson again away from the basket. He's created for himself from there. Rounded off. Cada, and over the top, Mia's going to get the foul.
Three-point shots are starting to drop a little bit. Fresno State, they were 1 of 6, but Robinson creating a little bit of chaos. Three-pointer goes down for Holland, and then it's freshman to freshman. Worcester to Ashworth when they collected the basketball. Love to see when these shots get open and they make those shots. Here's the thing, though, with three-point shots. Those shots are all getting made because there's chaos defensively, and it leaves a wide-open three-point shooter.
Fresno State 1 of 6 from beyond the arc. Utah State perfect in there too. And Fresno State's been making hay off the turnovers. That's why this game's so close. Worcester. He's Marco Anthony. Anthony off balance. That almost fell anyway. But no second chance. Now the Bulldogs do push the ball in transition. Well, couldn't quite pick up the screen. Finds Holland. And Jordan Campbell in. Campbell's one of those guys who's been hot cold this year. That's a shift here in the first half. Robinson in deep, trying to get the second chance. No, strong rebound by Justin Bean. Worcester just off the mark. And now both teams going up and down. Hill finds Robinson, stepped on the line. He'll step aside. It's a good battle early on. The Fresno State Bulldogs hosting Utah State. 2 points separating the two. Stadium is the only free 24/7 network available on both television and digital devices without a cable subscription. Live classic games, daily studio shows, original programming. Check your local television listings or go to watchstadium.com. Stadium, welcome to the game. Bob Campion, Richie Schuler. Utah State Aggies doing what they do. 6 assists on the 8 field goals, but hey, they're the best assist team in the Mountain West.
A very unselfish group that Craig Smith has, a group that really moves the basketball. They have a lot of freedom in that motion offense, but they're so good at reading the offense off the ball. They all move. It's hard to get guys to move off the ball. They got a lot of guys that do it before they get a lot of open looks.
And the turnovers have hurt. 4 to just 1 for Fresno State, and a lot of it's been legitimate Fresno State pressure. So Justin Hudson has to be pleased with his defense so far. Rebounding battle pretty even. 9 to 8. In the game for Utah State, Trevin Dorius, another 7-footer at University. Those are their 7-footers tonight, all kinds of them. Utah State's the tallest team in the country this year.
The entire nation.
Yeah. And foul is on Worcester, so he's got 2.
And Fresno State's done this. They've done a good job of pushing the basketball, making it difficult for Utah State to set up their defense. And you see Jordan Campbell, the lefty, He just attacks, and plays with a ton of energy.
Campbell, 65% free throw shooter. Adelanto near Victorville. Oregon State a couple of years ago. Was a transfer last year. He was eligible late, so he got into 8 games. So he is a sophomore. He changes for Utah State. Anderson back in. Brock Miller back in. So Wooster out of the game now with 2 fouls. So now you have Anderson, and then attempting to break the press, Ashworth.
Good defense by Fresno State. Look at the shot clock now. I mean, 19 seconds. Now you got to try to run your offense. They just burned 11 seconds off the clock with that press.
Marco Anthony is tipped out. Be 10 on the shot clock on the inbounds. Fresno State is making the Aggies work. And Ashworth didn't like what he saw, so just threw the ball off of a defender, inbounded again. That got him to 20 on the shot clock.
Utah State has to get some more points in the paint. They have 4 right now. That's really low for them. And this is a team, Utah State, that gets 44% of their total points for the entire season by having points in the paint. That's where they get most of their baskets. Only 4 tonight. So you got to credit Fresno State's defense for really making them take outside shots instead.
Fresno State gets another 7-footer in the game. Hassan Diouf, 7'2" from Senegal. Miller reasserts himself after getting back in with that basket. And the lead is 3. So the Aggies have led since early, but have not been able to extend it beyond 6.
Queta came to double team Orlando Robinson. Robinson challenged him with a shot, and they called the foul. But here it is, Brock Miller. He's so good at coming off screens. His teammates look for him, screen his man. Let's get Brock Miller open for a shot. And he's so good at adjusting his feet. Right, left, right, catch, and knock it down.
So Robinson to the line, where he's already made 2. And that is 2 fouls on Queta. Remember, Deion Stroud has been out of the game for Fresno State since the 13-minute mark. They were down 6. They've actually closed the gap without him.
Happens sometimes, right? I love this. I mean, this is great pressure. But
the Bulldogs they played 11 guys.
Look, Orlando Robinson at 7 foot guarding the ball full court.
We're seeing the versatility of this lineup. Everyone's contributing. Anderson leaning in. Got that shot up. Good rebound by Dorius. And he draws the foul. He'll shoot free throws.
It's an area Utah State's always good at, is getting offensive rebounds, getting second chance opportunities. We said points in the paint, 44% of their total points on the year. How about 15% of their points come off second chances? They really headhunt that offensive rebound.
Well, free throws, kind of an adventure for Dorius. He's 4 of 12, now 5 of 13 this year. That looked pretty good. That was clean.
Good clean stroke.
Mia back in for Fresno State. Diouf out after just a couple of minutes.
You know, he's only played in 5-6 games all year, Diouf. But, you know, they're doing a good job. They're trying to work Fresno State. They're trying to work number 11, Christian Gray, back in. He's not in the game right now, but he had been out the game the last couple games with a shoulder injury. Trying to work him back in, but he plays the 5. He's undersized, so they're throwing some other 5s in there like Diouf and others to let Orlando Robinson play in the wing a little bit.
And Gray's only been in the game a couple of minutes, didn't even take a shot. Mia trying to do too much, but still gets fouled. Good job there.
Well, he gets the ball where he's comfortable, and he uses the shot fake. And, you know, I mean, look, he's calling for the basketball. He's asking for it. Good little fake there. I think he gets another fake in here, doesn't he? Yep, one little fake. And
now I made you foul me, see?
I mean, good for Dorius. He didn't even fall for the fake. It was when he actually went up to shoot the reverse when Dorius fouled him.
It's 2 fouls on Dorius. So Dorius, Cada, and Wooster all with 2 personal fouls. And of course, Stroud's been on the bench quite a while with 3 for Fresno State.
See, look, they're letting Alfonso Anderson bring the ball up because they know that Robinson's guarding him. So instead of having a point guard guard a point guard full court, let the big man try to guard Anderson, who's versatile enough to bring it up.
Dorius away from the basket. Ashworth goes back inside, little high-low. Look at that.
Oh, I love it. Great pass by Ashworth and great hands by Dorius.
That is Utah State basketball. Everyone's a willing passer. They space well.
There it is.
Fresno State keeps possession. Devin Gage on the dribble. There's your 5th-year transfer there. And another slammer for Mia.
What a pass.
He's a highlight tonight.
He is. Slams the authority, doesn't he?
Allard and Hill getting ready to come back in for Fresno State. The Fresno State bench has done the job. A scoop by Miller doesn't fall. Inside the 4-minute mark. Good first half by the home team. Gage finds Orlando Robinson. Campbell is there back inside. There's a blue shirt in the way. Utah State comes the other way. Open man, Marco Anthony briefly gives it up. Ashworth really open. Bam!
That's a great 2-man game right there. Marco Anthony recognizing what he needed to do. Took Ashworth's man just a little bit inside and left Ashworth wide open as he sprinted to the corner.
Utah State back up 5. And the largest lead was 6, ironically, when Stroud went out of the game. Whistle. And that's going to be offense against Devin Gage. Well, Braxton Mia is putting on a show. 2 elevation sensations. And Fresno State hanging tough with the Aggies. You like it?
I love it.
We got more of it.
Look at that pass by Devin Gage over Dorius and the big finish.
You like Mountain West Conference hoops? You're in the right place. On Stadium Thursday, the next series for Utah State, they will be home at the Spectrum against the Pokes. 9 p.m. Eastern tip right here on Stadium, the only free 24/7 network available on television and digital devices without a cable subscription. This kid loves it. Stadium, welcome to the game.
How does he keep that pose for so long?
I know. That's intensity.
It's impressive. Very impressive.
Utah State inbounds in the backcourt. Light pressure by Fresno State. They've been mixing this up to good effect. 5. Bulldogs would like to finish the half strong. Stroud still not back here. Rebound by Mia.
I don't think we're going to see Stroud.
You know,
the second half.
They're not. I mean, you don't need him. You're living without him right now.
But you don't want him to get a 4th foul.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But Mia backing him down. Lost control. Okay, there's some freshmen there.
Yeah, I see that.
Anthony in the forecourt draws the foul. That should not count.
He counted it.
He did.
He counted it.
Are we in the association tonight? Did I miss something? I didn't want to take it away from him. But
well, look, Marco Anthony takes it coast to coast after the steal. A little hesitation move to the right is all it is. And they call the foul.
Okay. Well, I'm not begrudging the young man.
I love Anthony's game.
And I like he changed hands on that, too.
He did. Plays with poise. You were just talking about the freshman who turned it over, Mia, on one end. And then you have Marco Anthony, the junior who won a national championship with Virginia, on the other end, the heady veteran.
Eight-point game, biggest lead now for the Aggies. Robinson, boy, they really were able to play Robinson away from the basket now with Mia. Tell you what, I like that.
Nice kick out.
Holland. Oh, Holland again from the outside. Forget what we said about his shooting stars. He's hit 2 from out there tonight.
But just a good kick out by Orlando Robinson. The double team comes, survey the scene, throw it over the head of your defenders, and find an open teammate.
And Robinson takes it himself. Miller with the rebound. Nice release. He's Bean.
Look at the way they move the ball. I mean, the ball moved from one corner to the opposite wing in about 3 seconds.
Oh, and look at this. Inside. Anthony made that happen.
Everybody on the team for Utah State touched the basketball in that possession.
Dorius, another good inside hoop. Credit Marco Anthony with a little bounce pass through traffic.
I'm going to double team. Oh, that's a dangerous pass. That's dangerous.
He's in transition. That was deflected.
Well, look right here. Orlando Robinson looking like he's going to drive baseline. It goes middle instead. Here comes the traffic. He's got 2 big guys around him. One 7-footer, one 6'8" guy, and he finds his open teammate, Holland, for the 3-point shot. This is great. This is just a smart basketball. A lot of players, especially young players, just a sophomore, panic in that situation, and they turn the basketball over. Headsy play.
Holland is perfect from the field. Now, Christian Gray has come back in. Again, just played 2 minutes earlier. Didn't even take a shot. So let's see if he can get involved offensively. Another offensive rebound. That's 3 now for the Bulldogs. Final 30 seconds of the first half. Oh, Robinson.
Good pass.
Sees Gray. And a foul. That gets Gray going.
Christian Gray, the tweener, at 6'6". You see all these big men for Fresno State? But it's Christian Gray at 6'6" who plays the 5-man down inside. You see his build. Like I said, he was out the last couple of games, had a little bit of an injury. Looks like a football player. But, man, he is really good around the basket.
Boy, and you're seeing all the things that Robinson does so well. They're going to get Robinson out of the game here in the final 30 seconds. Mia replaces him. Here's Gray at the line. 68% free throw shooter. And from Moreno Valley down to the south. Played at Salt Lake Community College.
If you're Utah State, save this for the last shot. Unless you have a wide open layup, you have to save this. Don't give Fresno State an opportunity to score again this half.
And you got plenty of guys who can hit from the outside. 6 seconds. It'll be Ashworth. Take a little contact there, but we play on. Ball is loose. Ashworth again. No. As the first half comes to an end. That would have been even more impressive.
It looked good.
Well, Utah State led by as many as 8, but Fresno State is on their game tonight. It's a 4-point margin as we go to half. Critical for the Aggies to win on the road. Fresno State is not going to make it easy. Big homestand for Justin Hudson and the Dogs. Great to have you with us. It's Mountain West Hoops from the Save Mart Center in Fresno. Bulldogs, Aggies, head-to-head on a Thursday night, and it is non-stop action at the rim. You're watching Mountain West Hoops on Stadium.